Hello, Calpers. First of all, let me say great job on the first 2 weeks. Fantastic. Some of you might be feeling a little worn down. That's okay. Pretty much normal when you first get started. Honestly, kind of try to take a deep breath. I want to be a little soft when I say the word push through, but honestly, yeah, you want to challenge yourself a little bit, take that next step. It's all part of the process. Usually after that first 2 weeks, it's generally when the body starts to try to regress a little bit and say, hey, this is different, I don't know what's going on. So just know that. It's okay. You also might struggle a little bit this upcoming week for this third week, and that's okay. But it's part of the process. I promise you get through this first month. That's when things really start feeling better. You start feeling the gains, start feeling the improvements, and you start getting the endorphins kicking to keep going. So real quick, I'm going to actually give a review of the third week of workouts instead of going through the entire workouts per day like we have been doing. Reason being, most of the movements are all the same. We don't want to burn you out or repeating ourselves. I'm going to give a quick review of week 3, what's in store for us. So the only change to Monday is we were doing side lunges. Now we're going to make that reverse lunges, okay? Pretty simple. So we were just doing the simple side lunges. Now we're going to basically do that same exact pattern, but we're going to step it back into reverse lunges. But it's the same exact program. Tuesday, completely the same, all movements and everything. The one thing that I will say is let's start improving the time it takes us to get through Tuesday. It should be a little quicker, and at the same time, more length. And what I mean by that is let's actually start focusing on the length of our movements, okay? Start actually improving our end-range movements from hamstrings, low back, things of that nature. Start getting better at the movements themselves. Start focusing on length. Like you do a reach through, actually push that arm all the way through. So start making those improvements. Wednesday, okay, we do have a couple decent changes for you. We're going from walking planks to circle planks. I'm not going to demonstrate that. Basically, instead of walking side to side, I want you to go in a circle. Take that belly button, find a matching spot on the floor, and basically stay in that circle where that belly button's always over that spot on the floor, and you're going to circle instead of doing side. And we also have diamond push-ups now in the second set. Basically putting our hands right there, same thing as push-ups. Nice diamond label right there. And then we're driving down into that push-up. If we can't do a push-up yet, we're holding down, developing that push-up. So those are the two big changes on Wednesday in the one set. And then in the third set, we got resistance band pull-aparts, tricep push-ups, and also the last two movements are the same, but they're just varied a little bit. I'm actually going to discuss this set in the studio and actually give you an explanation. But we got squeeze pulses and we got Y raises, okay? And then moving on to Thursday, our big differences. In 2B, we were doing the burpee, half burpee from bottom to squat. Now we're going to do the full burpee, our modified. And then we're going to also follow that up with Heisman's and step backs. That was a conditioning circuit. We're going to step it up with our intensity a little bit. We were doing arm circles and something else. Now we're going to step it up a little bit more movement. I'm also going to demonstrate those two movements in the studio. And then finishing on Friday, the first set, we got hip cars, donkey kicks, and hollow holds. You've done all these somewhere else in the program already, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. But look for that in the Friday first set, kind of a change up. Also, we're increasing the intensity a little bit there. So those are the changes for week 3. Enjoy it. Again, I'm going to demonstrate a few of these things in the studio. I'll be right back. All right, Calvers, let's go over some of those changes. So starting off with Wednesday. Okay, so that circuit change. First thing, we got banded pull-aparts, okay? So we're going to basically take a band. I just have this nice handle band, but honestly, you can use a loop band, anything that's got resistance that you can pull apart that's going to be sturdy. Make sure it's got a somewhat strength to it, though, because honestly, we are going to try to pull it out as wide as we can. We want to make sure we got a sturdy band that does not snap, okay? Bands do snap, so be very careful of that, okay? And it can be very painful if they snap in the wrong position. So make sure you got a nice sturdy band, something that has enough tension strength for you to pull all the way apart. So we're going to take that band, we're going to put those arms straight out, and do a little side view so you see that. Arms will be straight out, and then from there, focus on those shoulder blades, and we're simply just pulling all the way back, squeezing those shoulder blades. So basically a nice simple back exercise for you. So from a forward view, arms straight, again pulling that, so that band ends up hitting my chest as I'm done pulling it apart. So that's the band and pull aparts. Now the tricep push-up. Basically we're going to take push-up position. Everything's going to be the same as if we were doing a push-up, except instead of doing a push-up, we're actually just going to drop those elbows and come up. Drop those elbows and come up, okay? So we're going to actually use those triceps to push that body weight up, okay? Then, so before we were doing the floor jacks, so we're going to actually do the same similar position, but instead of going up and wide, although you still can do that, to be honest with you, maybe change that to just pulses if you really like that movement. But what we have written is basically we're going to engage the glutes, drive those arms up, then take our arms up straight from the side, and then basically we are just going to squeeze in the center, okay? Almost like flapping arms, squeezing those shoulder blades. Keep that glute and hamstrings engaged as you do that. And then finishing, we did the bent over flutters before, okay? We're going to do that same exact movement, but we're going to take the arms, start around our knees, and we're going to drive up into the Y and focus in on that squeeze. Feel free to grab weights, a band, anything else to get a little more resistance, make it more challenging. So we're basically going to move that squeeze and focus on our upper back now, a little bit of traps, upper shoulders instead of mid back. Standing tall, just to show you the differences. Before we were doing like this, now we're coming like that. So that should be your arm angle when you make those adjustments. Now Thursday, a couple conditioning changes. First things first, that second and that third set, second movement, we got Heisman. Start knee up, tap, 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 opposite knee up. Tap, 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 again, opposite knee. And just back and forth, nice and smooth. So I'm showing you a really nice, modified, easy version. As you step up, you feel good, you can drive those knees high, and really kick, okay? Make sure you have high knees for the entire range of movement, pick up the intensity. Second movement, really simple. You've done a version of this on another day. This is a little bit more, shall I say, isolated. So you're gonna literally step back, reach, step back, and reach, okay? So we wanna make sure we reach all the way to the floor, get that rotation of the upper body, okay? And again, pick up that intensity a little bit on that conditioning day on Thursday. So let us know how those movements work for you. If it gave you a kick, let us know.